Welcome in, welcome all. This is From the Pocket coming at you on this Thursday morning, getting ready for week 2. Christian, how have you been? How is your week going?
It's been going not too bad, honestly.
It's like week 1 comes and then it's like week 2 and then you look up and it's Thanksgiving. It just goes by so fast. So trying to enjoy it, but I'm also trying to, take full advantage. We got a lot of content coming out, y'all, and we got a new podcast for you today. We're going to get into a lot of stuff here. We're going to talk about our main segment today. We're going to talk about Caleb and JJ McCarthy from the Monday night game.
It was a
Uh,
good game. Good game.
I agree. It was a weird game, but it was a good game. We're gonna get into some headlines, just some rapid fire, quick things going on. We're gonna talk about Panic Alert Part 2. We did a Panic Alert segment last week. Now we're gonna talk about some teams that are kind of feel like maybe their season is teetering a little earlier than they thought it might. We're gonna get into Christian's vibe rankings as always. We're gonna get into Jake's picks. Christian's gonna give his pick, and then we're gonna talk about who we got. For those of y'all curious, we are skipping our Outside the Pocket segment today. We're tired. We're tired. So we'll resume
You
that
just
next
started.
week,
We're
though.
already tired.
Yeah, we'll resume that next week, though. But, Christian, without further ado, I did want to tee this off with Caleb and JJ. So, obviously, neither quarterback played very well until JJ McCarthy got to the fourth quarter, and then he just decided to be an elite quarterback all of a sudden. Caleb Williams looked very good early, and then not much, and then it got progressively kind of worse as the night went on. I mean, it's kind of a two-part question. Is Caleb Williams, have you seen enough on Caleb to say you think he's just not him? And is JJ McCarthy him? Did JJ McCarthy prove to you that he is, in fact, going to be a very quality quarterback in the league?
Okay, I'll start with Caleb.
Yeah.
And for Caleb's side, I mean, it's so weird because with talking about Caleb, because we have to, you know, bring in the whole context. Like last year was a mess.
Yeah.
Like this is like Matt Eberflus being the head coach, and then he gets fired, and then the interim becomes the who took over the interim head coaching. That was also the was it the off
Thomas Brown
was it
was
the
there.
off, and then didn't
Yeah.
he get fired or something?
Yeah, well, so they fired their offensive coordinator, and then
Yes.
they fired Matt Eberflus, and then they promoted Thomas Brown, who I think was the interim offensive coordinator, become interim head coach, is how I remember that sequence.
Okay. So it's a bit weird. I mean, he's probably been getting talked to and all about a whole bunch of stuff, and then now last year, and then coming into this year, Ben Johnson's like we're reworking everything, and because Ben Johnson has like this very complex system, a lot of motions, getting the ball out quickly, under center, play action from under center and stuff like that. What we've seen from Detroit, and so with Caleb, speaking about that first half, he was 10 for 10. I think he had a little over 100 yards. He ran it in for a touchdown. I thought that was he looked good,
Yes.
but on that flip side, we weren't really seeing him push the ball down the field. I remember like very early on, he had Roma Dunze 1-on-1 on like a post when they were play action, and he decides to check it down. I mean, I imagine what's been preached to him through mini camp and training camp and all OTAs and all that stuff, and up until this game was like, hey, we need completions. You need to get the ball out of your hands. If you see it, like read it, and like see it, read it, see it, throw it. Kind of like that. And but also he does have these wild plays. Like I just forget how athletic he is.
Yeah, for sure. I
There
forgot
were
how fast he was.
Yeah, like there were like times where like, oh, he's dead to rights here, and he would just get out of the pocket and either make a play with his legs, or in the first half he had that like awesome sideline throw to Roma Dunze in that first quarter. It was impeccable. Um, and it's like only a handful of guys can make that play in the league at this moment. and I know he can do that. So um, I do like his upside. I'm just the accuracy is a problem.
Yeah.
Um, they were the first drive or so is scripted, and looks like when he's on script, he's good. Like he missed some throws, obviously, and he needs to see the field better. But I think I came away with like not overly optimistic, but I'm like I can see it, and I was one, and I think me and you were one of the few that were like, this is probably gonna take some time. It's not gonna be out the gate amazing, and I think we saw that. And it's unfortunate that as the game went on, he got worse, he got less accurate, but I like his playmaking ability with his legs. He just needs, and that fourth down throw to
Yeah.
DJ Moore, that hurts.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
hurts.
It was tough because I mean I echo everything you said, but I gotta say I am concerned. I am concerned. I know we talked a lot about how it's going to take a little bit. He's learning the scheme. He's learning the motions and all that stuff. But, like, I don't know. When you're missing guys that are wide open, I mean, that to me doesn't feel like we just need more time in the system. Maybe it's a timing thing if you want to be, like,
I mean,
optimistic.
they were getting out of the huddle late. He was
Yeah.
sending in people in motion with like 5 seconds or whatever, like very late in the play clock. So
Yeah.
we need to fix that.
I'm really starting to wonder if he just doesn't got it. Like, I don't know. Like, I see.
He's so
I know he's so talented, but I just like, this was a thing that people talked about when he was in college. It's like, he's not emotionally like able to kind of match that. And I heard, some people were talking about it. They were like, I mean, if you want to view it from this lens of, he's kind of just been. He's always just been the most talented person ever. Like, he's everywhere he's gone. Like, he's been able to coast on his talent. There hasn't been a lot of hiccups, and then you see him get hiccups, and it's like, it doesn't seem like he knows how to handle that well. And it happened last year, and it was happening in this game, and I just, maybe it's an emotional maturity thing. We saw that with Baker a little bit, where not that Baker hadn't seen adversity, but that, like, Baker was a little immature coming out of college, and over time, he's obviously gotten a lot better. Maybe he just needs more time like that, but here's my thought. Here's my thing. And it is a controversial opinion, Christian. And I'm going to say it.
Say
it. I think people believe incorrectly that a quarterback whisperer and a schematic genius are the same thing. And I think, like, for example, I think Kyle Shanahan is the biggest example of this. People think Kyle Shanahan is a quarterback whisperer. Kyle Shanahan is not a quarterback whisperer. He's not. He needs a very, very, very specific kind of quarterback to run his system. And every time he gets that quarterback, he holds on for dear life. He wanted Jimmy Garoppolo. He wanted Kirk Cousins. He wanted Tom Brady. He wanted Brock Purdy. These are all very, like, kind of limited physically, can make some moves, and they're very quick at processing. They make pretty consistent decisions. Jimmy Garoppolo, notwithstanding here and there, but he gets somebody, and he gets somebody like Trey Lance, who is a bit of a project. Trey Lance doesn't work out. Trey Lance gone. And I don't think it's a coincidence that he goes, the best we ever saw Trey Lance was this past preseason with Jim Harbaugh, who is a quarterback whisperer, who has taken broken quarterbacks like Alex Smith, who got the most out of Colin Kaepernick, despite the fact that nobody else could seem to get that out of Colin Kaepernick. Like, Kyle Shanahan has not done this. I say all this to say to make this point. Just because Ben Johnson is a schematic genius, and I think Ben Johnson is a schematic genius, that doesn't mean he knows how to coach up and fix a quarterback. Like I feel like we all just kind of presumed, Ben Johnson, great offensive mind, he'll get the most out of Caleb. When it's like, we've only seen Ben Johnson coach up Jared Goff, who by no means came to him a broken quarterback. Like, he had come from a down year in L.A., but, like, Jared Goff had been to a Super Bowl. Jared Goff was going to the playoffs routinely. Like, we have not seen Ben Johnson take a broken quarterback and fix him. And Caleb is kind of getting to the point where he's a little bit of a broken quarterback. He's obviously got some technique issues. He's got some processing issues. And maybe Ben Johnson is just that good, and he can be a quarterback whisperer, and he can be this schematic genius. But, like, I don't feel like that's guaranteed. And I feel like we need to kind of prepare ourselves that, like, Ben Johnson can be a genius offensively. That doesn't mean Caleb Williams is going to work out here. So that's kind of my take on it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, again, he's great at dancing around in the pocket. Some of those things he was doing in the pocket were insane.
Like, I'm like, oh yeah, they got him here, and then he would just find a way to get out. I thought you made a really excellent point there, Jake. Talking about Ben Johnson there, it's going to be interesting to see. On the flip side of that, for JJ McCarthy,
oh yeah,
it was rough. It was the flip side of Caleb.
It really was. It was exactly the opposite.
Like, started terrible, had a pick six, and then that second half, Kevin O'Connell started getting the run game going. Defense stepped up, and when they needed it, I mean, he was able to make the plays when they were needed, and I think that was kind of what they were, why people liked him in college, and that was his draft grade coming into the draft, where it's like, yeah, he's not, he doesn't have the biggest arm, he's not gonna outrun you with like a 4.3 speed, but like, when he's a good leader, and when he's called upon, he can get it done. And I think we saw that in Michigan and with Jim Harbaugh, and in Michigan. And we saw it here in this game. It was struggling. They were struggling throughout this game, and it took a little bit, but he finally got some rhythm, and that offense started taking off, and it was great to see. It was good to see, and like it never looked like he was frustrated during the game. It never looked like the moment was too big for him. He was just like, oh man, we'll just get him next time. And they got him, and they just kept punching at it, and they got him going. And like I said, he had some help. They ran the ball well. Defense started making plays out there, getting stops for the Bears, and he did it. So I'm trying to be optimistic for Caleb and the Bears, and for the Vikings, I'm also being kind of optimistic with JJ McCarthy and Kevin O'Connell. I mean, Kevin O'Connell, I think, is a quarterback whisperer.
Yeah, I 100% Kevin O'Connell. I mean, you take Sam Darnold, you take Josh Dobbs, and I mean, he didn't eke out wins with Sam Darnold. I mean, Sam Darnold had an MVP borderline season. Sam Darnold got paid. He owes half that contract to Kevin O'Connell because Kevin O'Connell got him that contract. I want to be optimistic about the Vikings. Obviously, they're my sleeper team. I picked them to make the playoffs. I have confidence in JJ McCarthy, and I'm not going to sit here and say like I didn't love a lot of what JJ McCarthy did in the latter half, but I will say this. I don't feel like this is being talked about as much, but to me, one thing I think we really need to keep in mind with week 1 is these players get very tired at the end of games. And when you have a defense that's already gassed because it's week 1, and they have an offense that is not doing anything except just basically punting the ball away, you have a defense that is on the field all the time. And again, like, obvious, like, tired or not, JJ McCarthy, though that offense is tired too. JJ McCarthy, I'm sure, was tired. Like, he had to go out there and execute and take care of it, and like that's not easy to do, no matter how tired the NFL defense is. But I think that's something to keep in mind. Like, when the game started, he was not good at all, and then as the game wore on, and yeah, he was clutch. Things got tired. Things kind of slowed down. He did a lot better. I'm curious to see what he does this upcoming week. Bit of a tough matchup against the Falcons defense. Falcons defense was better than we thought last week, but like, I want to see what he does again. Full game. I want to see him put it together, because it's nice. But like, if he does something like this again next week, I feel like we might be like, okay, I mean, we saw you do that last week, but like, I need you to play good in like the first and second quarter too, JJ.
Nah, man, he has the clutch trait, but
That's
it only activates.
It's Tim Tebow. It's Tim Tebow.
He only has the clutch trait, but it only activates in the fourth quarter.
Those Tim Tebow splits were insane. You look at his like splits in the first, second, and third quarter. His like passer rating is like 50, and in the fourth quarter it goes up to like a perfect passer. It's crazy.
That'll get you on Skip Bayless's good side.
Skip Bayless loves. Well, unless you're LeBron James, then he's gonna be like,
sure.
well, in the third quarter they weren't good, and it's like, since when do we care about the third quarter, Skip Bayless? Anyway, no, yeah. Optimistic for JJ. I hope he keeps it up. Dude's got moxie. Like, I enjoyed watching him play. Like, I was like, dude, this guy's got some swagger to him. I love this. Caleb, I'm rooting for you, but I'm getting kind of scared, Caleb. I'm getting scared.
No, I think he'll be fine. As I said, I thought it was going to be a struggle kind of throughout the season, and probably more toward the back half of the season. We'll see him get a little bit more comfortable. He got to get out of the line. Got to get out of the huddle faster. Got to get into your motion and your reads in the off. So he has to improve on that. But I thought I saw enough to be optimistic for next week and moving forward.
All right, bet. All right, well, let's go ahead and get into these rapid fire headlines, Christian. I wanted to tee this off to you. We didn't get a chance to talk about this, but everybody, I feel like everybody's got a little bit of an opinion on this. The ads and the commercials on NFL Red Zone, it totaled for a minute. I don't know when it happened. I would imagine
the entire 7 hours.
That's what I thought I heard.
1 minute of ads.
Yeah, of like commercial ads where like you're not watching football.
Oh, sorry.
No, I mean, I was just going to say, like, I don't know when it happened, but I imagine it happened, like, during that period in the afternoon when all the games are on halftime or something.
Yeah.
Like, and they're just like, we're going to show you stats, and we're going to just show you highlights that you've probably already seen if you've been here all day. I don't know. I didn't think I get, like, the principle of it, but personally, I don't really think the ads are a big deal. Like, I kind of get why people are annoyed. Like, I'm paying for this already, and now you're giving me commercials on top of it. Like, but it does, like, it's not a big deal. I didn't even see the commercials. Like, I don't know where they were at. I turned off Red Zone and just put the quad box on for the afternoon games, but I don't know. Do you have any thoughts on this?
Well, I didn't see the ads either. I had a late Saturday night, and then I had to get up to do a brunch for with my friends this morning, and so I was staying up to first game of the season, watching the Dolphins play, and was not happy with it. And then once I saw Tua throw the second pick, like a few plays into the second half, I was like, all right, time to take a nap. So I took a nap and saw some of the back half of the games in the late afternoon window. I mean, I'm a little annoyed by it. Obviously, NFL Red Zone was marketed as 7 hours
of commercial-free football.
So going into the season here and hey, we're gonna have ads does suck, and I'm one of those people that are kind of annoyed. But I mean, we'll see how it goes throughout the season. But if we're up to like if we're getting a total runtime of a minute of commercials, and like you said, it probably came during that downtime when teams start going into half or like not much is happening during those games, then I'm not gonna be too upset about it, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, again, I understand the principle of it, right? It's like, okay, it's maybe a minute now, but what is it going to be next year? What is it going to be the year after that? So, like, I understand, the concern about what this leads to, and I hear that, but I don't mind a little bit of commercial break. I mean, I just switch it over to another game. I mean, I have Sunday Ticket. You know what I mean? Like, ooh la la, but I mean,
Sunday Ticket.
Mr. Sunday Ticket. No, but I mean, I'll just, Red Zone's, I'll just switch it over here. Like, I don't know. I didn't think it was a big deal, but I understand why people are mad. Okay. Other headline. I wanted to ask you what immediate thoughts. No, nothing deep, but what did you think about the kickoff rules from this past week?
I saw it in the preseason and I was like, okay. I mean, I get it. I mean, I guess I would like to look at the numbers and see how much like we were getting touchbacks. I mean, kickoff should be exciting, and I do kind of like the strategy of it a little bit more. It's like, all right, because now what do you if it's a touchback now? Wait, you get a penalty, or if it's a touchback, do you get it at like the 30?
It's
I wasn't
if
clear on the
it's at the
rules during
35. It goes to the 35 now.
goes to the 35.
Yeah, so you have to kick it. If you kick it through the back of the end zone, it goes out to the 35. So you have to try to. They're trying to get you to kick it inside the field of play. So then you have to return it. And I mean, there's a lot of good stats on it. I think I saw it's the most return yards we've seen since week 17 of the 2010 season.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was. We had the most actual attempts at returning the ball since 2010 as well, which is 2010 was the big change because that was when they moved it from the 30. That was the 30-yard line. I think they changed it to that year. So obviously that changed kind of the schematics of like, okay, we're not taking it out anymore. We just get it at the 30. But yeah, I mean, it showed a lot of positive returns. And to be honest, I off the rip, I just loved it. I loved how many big kickoff returns we had. It wasn't like it made it actually a viable play like you were watching. It wasn't like we're only seeing this if we get like this random 50-yard return. There was a lot of those. I mean, they happened all week long, all day long on Sunday. I really enjoyed it personally. That's me.
No, I think I enjoy the kickoff rule. And he said it like kickoff should be an exciting play, and I mean, special teams is a part of the game, and you can win or lose by special teams. Talk to the 49ers, they just fired their kicker because he was missing kicks. Jake Moody there, so
Yeah.
you can win and lose off games, and I would love to see more kickoff returns. That's really exciting. It's a really exciting play. Get rid of tush push and get more kickoff returns.
Not the tush push.
Tush push sucks.
It does suck,
I've
but
become radicalized.
I will always support its
TV.
existence. It is terrible TV, but it's.
Where's the ball? I don't know. It's.
I mean, look, the Eagles.
These like 30 guys.
They do be fudging it a little bit, 100%. But I'm like, look, if only Philly's able to do it, I don't know what to tell you. Get good.
It's not exciting football.
It's not. But anyway, Brock Purdy probably not playing Sunday against the Saints.
Oh snap! I didn't see that.
Yeah, not official, but that is what I have last heard.
He was like a bit injured. I didn't know he was. Oh, he didn't practice. From Adam Schefter ahead of Sunday's game at New Orleans. 49ers quarterback Brock Purdy. Is not practicing today due to his left shoulder and toe injuries. So he didn't practice today.
Yeah, Mac Jones season, everybody. Mac Jones season.
I don't like that.
They're playing the Saints, so I mean, if you're gonna be missing your quarterback, at least they're missing their quarterback too.
And George Kittle got placed on IR.
Yeah, it's the 49ers. That's what happens. They
what?
just. Okay, we're changing.
No. Just for the 49ers overall. Do we need to look into the 49ers training facility or because what is happening? This happens
every year,
almost every other year, and then
it happens every year.
Well,
except the 1 year that they doesn't, then they go to the Super Bowl.
They were they had exceptional
their first
health non-healthy season.
Yeah, no, I mean it's like you look at the data. I mean, I could pull it up really quick while we're talking, see if I can manage stall while I look this up.
I need an investigation because, what is happening? Are they not stretching? Are they putting too much pressure to be weights? I just don't. This is crazy. We got Brock Purdy's about to miss week 2. George Kittle is placed on IR. I know it's football, and
it's exceptional for the 49ers. Here's the data right here. The 49ers, dating back to 2018, right? This is all Kyle Shanahan. I'm not blaming Kyle Shanahan. I'm just saying, like, in this era, right?
We might need to. We might need to start blaming Kyle Shanahan.
In 2018, they were the 4th most injured. In 2019, the 6th. In 2020, the 1st. In 2021, the 3rd. In 2022, the 9th. And then in 2023, they were the 29th. That was the year they went to the Super Bowl. And then last year, they were the 1st. So, I mean, they're out. I mean, every single year they have finished in the top 10. They have finished in the top 5. What is that? 4 of those years? And then one of those was number 6. So, like, you know, I mean, it's basically, you're right there. So it's been a constant trend for them. If you want to be optimistic about it, you can be like, well, we're just getting the injury bug out of the way early. You know, George Kittle's going to come back in a month, and assuming, you know, he'll be ready to rock and roll. But no, it's very bizarre. I do not understand it. It's one of those anomalies. Maybe it's not an anomaly. Maybe they know something we don't. But just a fun fact, not a fun fact, but a fact, Brock Purdy tied for 3rd for most QB hits in week 1. Yes. Okay. All right. And Joe Flacco is going to be playing his first game in Baltimore since he left the Ravens.
Oh.
Yeah.
I guess he didn't take over when the they had just finished the Ravens game.
They must have not.
Or he either played him. Yeah.
He'd already played that. They'd already played in Baltimore at that point. So because I think he has played them, he just hasn't played them in Baltimore.
Oh yeah, that's fun. That will be fun. Looking forward to that. I don't think it's going to be much of a game.
Okay. All right, man. We'll see. We'll see.
Stay
tuned for Jake's picks, everybody. Stay tuned for Jake's picks.
That's oh my god, 11 That's
Stay
crazy.
tuned for Jake's picks, baby.
For okay.
I actually don't know if I'm going to put them in. I have 6, and I'm deciding which one to cut. So maybe
that's a lot.
It's a lot of points, though.
Is that the highest point?
It is the highest point spread of
that's
the week.
That's insane. 11 and a half.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm curious to know what the crowd's going to do, knowing what Stavi talks about with the Ravens.
Super Bowl, like.
Well, knowing the way Stavi talks about Ravens fans, I think they're going to be like, "We miss you. Come back."
True.
Something about Flacco that I missed.
Something about that Joe Flacco.
Oh man. Anyway, I won't get into it. Xavier Gibson for the Jets got cut after he fumbled the ball and gave it back to the Steelers on a kickoff. That was the entire game. If that doesn't happen, the Jets probably win this game. The Steelers were just playing catch up all game long. They could not stop that offense, and it gave the Steelers the final, not even the momentum. It just gave them the extra possession they needed to get back and take control of the game. So he got cut.
I think I don't remember when the press conference happened, but there's Aaron Glenn was like during an interview was like, yeah, if you know that like making mistakes and stuff like that will be unacceptable, and he stood on business and is a man of his words. He's like, you will not play here for the New York Jets if you're gonna mess up in critical moments like that. So, I mean, hey, can't cut everybody. I would love to see if Garrett Wilson makes a mistake. If Garrett Wilson gonna get cut, he won't. But yeah, I mean, I like it. I mean, for the Jets, they've been needing a culture shift, and it seems like he's building a nice culture there. We got a start to finish great Justin Fields game in week 1. He was great under pressure. He was great when he wasn't pressured, and that offense put up 30 points. And as you said, had a chance to win it there if it wasn't for that fumble late in the game.
And just I don't know when else I would say these stats, so I'm just going to say it here because we're talking about that game. Aaron Rodgers, for the record, he was, in terms of air yards, he was 30th last week. Despite the fact that he led the league in touchdowns, he was 30th in air yards. He was, let me see this right here. He was second to last in average depth of target. And I believe he was Yeah, he was also tied for dead last in yards that traveled 20 yards or passes that traveled 20 yards or more down the field. I mean, the list goes on and on. The point is, he was, it looks nice on paper when you throw 4 touchdowns, but Aaron Rodgers was not like throwing the ball. He was not. Xavier Worthy, day to day, and Travis Kelce apologized for literally sniping his own team.
Well, so I watched the play. Wouldn't that be a pick play, or like was there a defender? Was it man, or were they playing zone?
I think they were trying to set up a pick play. Is my
That
best.
should be a
It's
penalty.
from what I remember. I mean, you do it with style. Nobody calls the
Yeah.
penalty, but
That's fair.
when you pick your own player and
when you make it your own,
and it's Travis Kelce running into a very tiny person.
They play the Eagles, and I think they will need him. What didn't look pretty in Brazil, but now they're back home with their crowd. This is their home opener, and it's a Super Bowl rematch, and and the Chiefs probably don't feel, and the fans don't feel great about how they ended last season. So it should be fun and exciting.
I will say, it is a lot different when you have a whole week to prepare versus not. So anyway,
Andy Reid with time.
Yeah, Andy Reid with time. So Xavier Worthy. You go into a game saying Xavier Worthy's our offense, and Xavier Worthy gets hurt. Oh well, shoot, what are we doing? So I think they'll have even if he doesn't play, I think their offense will look better. But
there's talks. I think Rich Eisman talked about there could be Tyreek could be on the move, and
oh yeah, that's a good one.
I mean, I was saying that like on Sunday, and I'm like, we're probably gonna trade him if this does not improve. So,
and he's dealing with allegations now of domestic abuse. So, but it's very possible he ends up. I think the Chiefs and the Steelers are the favorites to bring him in.
Yeah, that'd be fair. Your boy Deron Bland could miss a few weeks with a foot injury. I'm sorry there, Jake.
Yeah, that's tough. Oh, and I guess the conclusion of Spitgate. Jalen Carter was fined $57,000 or something, and they're going to count the game he was ejected from as a game that he was suspended because he didn't actually play a down in it. So he's not going to miss any more time, so he'll be available for the Eagles.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate that they do play a really good game, and I don't think the NFL wanted to suspend him for a game. I have no problem with it. They probably could have fined him probably a bit more, but I mean, 50. I mean, I couldn't pay that. So so I mean, that's a lot of money. So I imagine that does hurt him a bit. And like you said, he didn't play the game. He didn't play it down. He didn't play a snap against Dallas. So I think that's fair.
Well, and I also just want to make the point for those of y'all who think the NFL is in the Chiefs pocket, this would have been the perfect opportunity for them to say, Jalen, you got to miss a game. Sorry, and they did not. So they said Jalen Carter play against the Chiefs.
And they already took Rashid Rice already missing six games.
Yeah, 6 games. So just for those of y'all out there, I want you just put that in your little tally. I know y'all are keeping track. I know y'all are keeping tallies. Put that in your little tally when we get to the end of the year. Anyway. All right, Christian, let's do Panic Alert Part 2. We did Part 1 last week. We talked about, does this team need to win, and if they lose, should we be worried? We got 5 more teams today to talk about, Christian. All of these teams are 0-1, and all of these teams have a very, very good chance of going 0-2. So we're going to talk about if these teams do go 0-2, are we in panic mode about what their season could look like? So we'll start off with, of course, the aforementioned Chiefs. Chiefs are playing the Eagles. Very tough game. If they lose to the Chiefs at home, or if they lose to the Eagles at home, rather, are we worried about the Chiefs?
I would be. Maybe not panicked, because they have gone, was it 3-4 in past seasons, and still have had successful seasons, but it doesn't look great when you lose to the Chargers. I mean, division opponent, in another country, that, you kind of get a pass for that one, but in your stadium at home, at your fans, and it's the team that mollywopped you in the Super Bowl, that's tough. Like, and that is kind of hard. Not, I mean, they can recover because it's the Chiefs. They've been there, done that. But I mean, psychologically, that puts a doubt in the back of your mind. Hey, if we see this team, like this is your Super Bowl pick. If we see this team again, like, can we do it again? So, um,
I
spoiler, I believe the Chiefs. I think
okay.
they'll win. But yes, I would be. I'm gonna be nervous. Not panic, but I'd be nervous.
I would be as well. I mean, look, mathematically, if you're gonna lose a game, this is one of the games you should lose because this is an NFC team, right?
Yeah,
The AFC teams, like the Chargers, is a huge loss, not just because it's you lose week one, but because it's a division rival. You don't want to lose to the Ravens. You don't want to lose to the Bills. You don't even want to be losing to the Jaguars in a couple weeks, right? But the Eagles, you don't want to lose that game, but like Eagles, Lions, Giants, Commanders, Cowboys, like if you're gonna lose games, you should be losing to teams that go deeper and deeper into those tiebreakers when it comes time to figure out who you should. Like the Eagles, a couple of years ago, the Cowboys and the Eagles had a tiebreaker, and the Cowboys won out on the tiebreaker because even though they had the same record and it was like the same division record, because the Cowboys' losses had been to more AFC teams than the Eagles had, the Cowboys got the benefit of the doubt because they had a better conference record. So, it's just little things like that. But I agree with you. Like, I mean, you're losing. You're starting at 0-2, and like, if this, you're coming off a loss, and now you're coming home for your season opener, and you're playing, as you said, that team that just mollywopped you. Like, if you don't get up for this game, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? I have to agree. And again, like, you just look at, I mean, they got the Ravens coming up, the Lions. They still got to play the Broncos twice. They got to play the Chargers again. They got to play the Bills. Like,
Bills
there's
beat them in the regular season.
there's a lot of games on here that it's like, you're not careful, you could lose. And given what we saw in week one, I am a little concerned about them, as we've talked about. I'm a little concerned about that defense. I'm concerned about that offense. And at some point, I just don't know if Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes. Like, I don't know if that's an answer. So, all right. How about the Ravens? If the Ravens lose in week 2 to the Browns, are we panicking?
No, but like, come on. Like, you had another one of your John Harbaugh specials of blowing a big lead late in the game. And look, give Cleveland credit. They held the Bengals to 7 total yards.
It was like in the second half, yeah, something like that.
Yeah, second half. So like, credit to them, but you should not be losing to the Browns. Like, I know this is a division game. It'll probably be tough. I don't agree with that double digit, spread for Baltimore. I would stay away from that. I don't know, the blowouts in division games. I'm like, but you need to win this game. Like, this is a division game. This is this is in your conference, and you got aspirations to be going to the Super Bowl. You just lost to Buffalo last year. You're at home. This is your season opener. You got to show out for your fans. And this is a inferior opponent. I know this team. You see this team twice a year, every year. They know you in and out. But like, you got to play well. I'm not saying you got to blow them out, but you need to win. You got to win. Panic. No, but like, concerned, and it's more like a parent, like, kind of disappointed with their child. Like, what are you doing? Why are we losing to the Browns in week 2?
I agree. Again, like, it's very similar to the Chiefs case because after this game, they got to play the Lions. They got to then play the Chiefs. They got to play the Texans. They got to play the Rams. I mean, those are their next month of games. Like, you got to get games where you can early. You can't be dropping games at home, especially to a team. Like, they did this last year, right? They went home for their season opener after losing a tough game against the team that beat them in the playoffs, and they're playing an inferior team, and that inferior team upsets them in week 2.
Yeah,
so I don't think that'll happen. I don't think they fall asleep on the Browns. Like, the Browns, they know the Browns. They know Myles Garrett. That defense is built to beat that. Like, they're not going to be sleeping. So I don't think it'll happen. But if they do lose to the Browns, I'll start to be concerned because it's like, okay, you just blew a horrible game, like a horrific blown lead, and you couldn't get up for the Browns the next week at your home to beat them. I just, you let Joe Flacco come in there and do some Flacco magic in Baltimore one last time. I think it's a little concerning. Okay, how about the Lions? The Lions are playing the Bears in week 2. Are you concerned if they lose?
Yes.
100%. If the Lions
Yeah.
lose to the Bears, I'm saying their season might be
Because
just
it is not pretty. I don't think we've downplayed it, but losing Frank Ragnow, and them not be able to get Zeitler and not getting any push in the trenches and not dominating in that aspect, because that's what they did when Ben Johnson got there. Ugh, like Jared Goff, like he's a good quarterback. Don't get me wrong, but Jared Goff, if you're not pass blocking, Jared Goff is we talk about Tua being a limited quarterback. Jared Goff hates pressure.
He's not good at pressure.
He's not good against the pressure. So they gotta figure something out.
I think again totally in lockstep with you, but it's also made worse because again this is Ben Johnson playing his old team. And you're a better team. I mean, talent-wise, like, I understand if maybe you want to say, okay, maybe the Lions aren't better than the Packers talent-wise. Packers do got a lot of talent. You are a better team than the Bears. And if you're losing, especially the Bears, like, they're coming off a short week, technically. Like, they played Monday, you played Sunday. You're letting Ben Johnson, with this lost offense, beat y'all. Like, A, that's going to show us, oh, wow, you really don't have any answers post-Ben Johnson. And B, again, it's going to really make me wonder what direction is this team going. Like, especially if we get a similar performance. Like, if they still can't protect Jared Goff, if they're not establishing the run, like, I agree.
Like Clinton, like Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs were averaging like 2.2, 2.3 yards per carry against the Packers.
And there's really, like, I get that the Bears, the Bears took them to the wire in Thanksgiving last year. Like, I get it. Like, there's scenarios where maybe they don't play terribly and they play well, but they still lose. I just don't think that's very likely at all. Like, I think if this team's going to lose, it's going to be because, this team's just not as good as we thought they might be. So I'm panicked. All right, how about we talk about the Bears on the other side of that bracket? The Bears, if they lose in week 2, are we panicked?
To me, no, because I expected this team to struggle, and losing to the Vikings, division game, but I felt like the Vikings were better than them, so like it took a minute, but I did get proven right. The Lions, I thought they were also better than them. Better than the Bears. And so if they lose, I wouldn't be too upset. I know Bears fans do not feel great, starting the season 0-2 when you were kind of promised a Caleb Williams resurgence. But I think it just depends on how he plays. Like, is he going to improve from last week to this week? Are we going to get out of the huddle faster? Are we going to get into our reads quicker? And get the play started with our motions and stuff like that. So looking at that, see if he can improve from last week, and if he can do that better than last week, then I'm happy. Like that shows me, okay, we're getting better, we're learning the system, we're getting more comfortable. So gotta do better than last week.
Okay, so you're
but I would not be panicked.
I tentatively feel you. I do think, like, I guess the better question about this game is, if Caleb Williams does not play well, are we starting to be panicked? And to me, like, yeah, I agree with you. Like, this team's not supposed to win a lot of games this year in my mind. Maybe some people have that expectation. Like, I don't. I think this team's going to win 7-8 games this year and finish last place.
Some TV pundits picked them to win the division.
Yeah, but I neither of us did. We're not silly. But if Caleb comes out here and does not have a good game yet again, and it's not because Aiden Hutchinson is just in his, is just hitting him all game long or something. Like, if it's because he's missing throws, he's not not going through his progression as well, then yeah, I'm gonna be even more like I'm concerned right now. I'm gonna start to be panicked about Caleb Williams if I don't see some level of improvement this upcoming
it,
week.
it has to be bad. Like he has to be bad
Okay.
for
All right.
me to be like panicked.
All right.
He has to be missing like after the first drive, after like that first half, and the first scripted drive, he goes down the field. I mean, and they were talking about this on the broadcast. They did not have an opening score touchdown all of last year, and they got one against the Vikings. So like that, I know what it did. He didn't end it great, but that should be that should mean something.
I feel no. I think you're fair. All right. All right. How about the our final team we're gonna talk about here? The Texans. They're playing the Bucks on Monday Night Football in their home opener. If the Texans lose to the Bucks, are you panicked?
Yeah, because that game that wasn't. I mean, they lost bad. I mean, it was a bad loss.
Their
Like
defense looked good. Their defense looks like
their
we thought
defense.
their
Look,
defense would.
your defense looked good. We thought that defense was gonna be a lot better. D'Amico Ryan's and running that defense and all that. So we thought their defense was gonna be good, but offensively, man, they're still not protecting CJ. Joe Mixon is still out.
Yeah, Joe Mixon's
Question.
out. He's on IR. He's gonna be out for at
Oh,
least the first
okay.
month.
So you're not getting a run game going, and you can't pass protect. Like, what is CJ supposed to do? Like, he can't. He just can't keep get. You can't keep just. I guess just talent wise, being able to just outplay everybody in the AFC South. Like, eventually, you're going to catch up.
See, my thought is I'm only panicked if the Jaguars beat the Bengals, which they're going to know because that's happening on Sunday. So they're going to
Yeah.
go into this game knowing if the Jaguars are 2-0 and they beat the Bengals, like we think that the Bengals is pretty good, and you're like facing down the barrel of okay, now we're 0-2 and we just lost a game at home to like this. Look, this offensive line is not good for the Texans. The Bucks do have a good front seven. Hassan Reddick he's doing Hassan Reddick things. He was an animal last week. I don't think that'll stop, but if you're still struggling to get your offensive scheme going, if you still don't have any answers against like overall a defense that's probably kind of middle of the pack in the league, and now you're 0-2 while your Jaguars rival is 2-0, or maybe even the Colts. If the Colts get a win against the Broncos too, I don't think it'll happen, but like if they do, you're sitting here going, oh, we're 2 games out of this thing before this thing has like even started. So that would be my concern, but again, that's a tentative concern. If the Jaguars lose and the Colts lose, I think you can fall to 0-2, especially against, as you said, like an out of division opponent, an out of conference opponent, especially a good one in the Bucks, which I think you and I are both big believers in the Bucks, and I think you're a little better off. So, all right. Well, without further ado, Christian, it's time. It's time. Go ahead. Give us the vibe rankings. Tell us what the vibes are telling you this week as we go into week 2.
Okay. Wasn't a fan of the names this week. Vibrating. They just didn't. They didn't. I didn't. We weren't vibing together with the vibe rankings, at least for the names of it. But I think you'll like this one, Jay. I think you'll like the tiers. And here we go. Starting at the bottom in shambles. 3 teams here: the New York Giants, the Carolina Panthers, Miami Dolphins. What other teams in week 1 had, other than these 3, had the worst week 1?
Oh, I don't think there is one. Like these were 3 teams that, like, you could talk about the Saints, right? You could talk about the Browns but like these were 3 teams that looked totally lost. Yeah. Totally lost.
Like Giants going for their 3rd straight year of not scoring a touchdown in their opening game. Carolina and Bryce Young in that offense. They're probably going to be looking for a quarterback in this upcoming season in Miami, just getting embarrassed in Indianapolis, and Daniel Jones. Just a shame. And, we're already talking about Mike McDaniel and hopefully Chris Greer getting fired later in this year, and, Tyreek Hill getting traded. So yeah, all of these three is in shambles. Next tier up, just one team in here and should be 1-0, and it's the Cleveland Browns. We already talked about it. You know, holding your division opponent and Joe Burrow being that quarterback that you held, that his offense, who's supposed to be like this prolific offense, you know, scoring near 30 points a game, held them to total 7 total yards, and you don't get that win there. That's just tough to do. And, that's just tough, and yeah, that's why they're bottom here.
Yeah, that game. I've watched that game. I watched it when it happened on Sunday, and then I've gone back and rewatched it. It's hard. It's a hard watch because they really were just beating the brakes off of the Bengals, and to lose it the way they did. What I think that I'm sorry, I know I'm spending a lot of time, but there was a stat. It was like they lost 93% of win probability on 3 plays. It was the missed kick, and it was Joe Flacco's, 2 interceptions. They were not his fault, but it was the 2 interceptions that Joe Flacco technically threw. So should be 1-0 is 100% correct.
But, you know, still at the bottom. Like, still at the bottom here. Business as usual. New Orleans Saints. Didn't expect much from them. They did score 13 at home versus the Cardinals. I guess was a closer game than probably it looked, but yeah, business as usual. Probably not expecting to do good this year, but you know, a tinge better than expected, I would say. And then next tier up, I'm worried. I'm worried about all these teams. So we got the Bears, Seahawks, Lions, Texans, and Patriots. For the Bears, Caleb and that offense, can can we get something positive to look forward to? Seattle should be 1-0. I think Sam Darnold played a pretty solid game. It's just that offensive line and that weird fumble where, you know, just bumping into his lineman, and then that caused them to fumble, and you know they lose the game there. Lions just getting demolished by the Packers. A little worried about them. Can they get back to being that dominant dominance in the trenches there? Because that's how they made their money. They ran the ball with Knuckles and Sonic, and then you know you can hit them with the play action under center. Jared Goff really loved that. He's not a shotgun quarterback. I mean, they'll play shotgun here and there, but I think he likes working under center, and they couldn't do that against the Packers. Texans offensive line defense looks great, but can they protect CJ? Can they run the ball? If they can't, this is going to be a tough season for the Texans. And then the Patriots, disappointing. I didn't have them making the playoffs, but I had them like right there in my mind as like almost the 7th seed, being like 8-9 or 9-8, and just missing out. So kind of disappointed by them from this week 1. Moving on up, we got looked good in the loss. These teams look good in the loss. The Jets should have won. Probably should be 1-0. And they looked good. 30 points. Justin Fields looked good with pressure, without pressure. They were moving the ball up and down the field. Yeah, they looked really good. Tennessee Titans, I know it wasn't pretty, but I think Cam Ward
that guy.
Cam Ward showed he could ball. It's just his team and his head coach failed him. It is failing him. And so, and then Falcons, I thought Michael Penix had a decent showing. They need to get Bijan going more. Obviously, that's going to be interesting to see on that offensive line. But I think defensively, not too bad. And yeah, so looking forward to Atlanta. I think I'm excited to continue watching them.
Yeah, I loved with their defense. Like again, still work in progress, but their defense looked really good. Like it showed me flashes. They got a lot of good pressure on Baker Mayfield in that game. So
next tier up, we got to be continued. We got the Arizona Cardinals, Jacksonville Jaguars, Pittsburgh Steelers, Indianapolis Colts, and the Washington Commanders. I'm still Why are the Commanders higher? I'm like, it's just really unfortunate that my Giants were really bad, and doesn't look like doesn't look like they're still the same old Giants. But they got a big game against the Packers, so we'll see how they fare against upper echelon team in the NFC. So I'm excited to see that on a short week. So we'll see. Hopefully Jaden can do some magic. Colts, I gotta. I mean, gotta call a spade, and they whooped the Dolphins' ass.
Oh, they did. They
They
did.
whooped the Dolphins' ass, and they made and Daniel Jones looked like a future Hall of Famer from that performance.
I
So,
mean, he is. He is a future Hall of Famer. So please show
so
him
I
some
had to give
respect.
him their props there. But we'll see how that continues when play play a good team because we're not a good team. Pittsburgh, I don't like. Look, it was nice to see Aaron Rodgers. He kind of got a flashback to the old Aaron, but I'm still not impressed. He's not mobile. He got sacked 4 times. They didn't run the ball particularly well. Are they gonna, is this the new Steelers? I don't think so. I don't think they're gonna be averaging 30 points. I think they'll be lucky to be averaging like 24 or 23 points a game. Like, let's pump the brakes.
Let's pump them.
Jacksonville, they played Carolina. They
But they
played the
look
Bengals.
so
They
good.
looked good, but they were playing Carolina. And as we just talked about with the Panthers, they ain't got a quarterback. But they looked good. And like, don't get me wrong, um, I had Jacksonville making the playoffs this year. They got a good test here against Joe Burrow and the Bengals, and we'll see how they match up to, I think, a team that a lot of people were kind of betting on making the playoffs. And Joe Burrow, we all know what Joe Burrow represents. And
Should
then
I
Arizona,
call it right now? 40
oh, man.
points. 40 points today for the Jaguars this week. No, I don't know. 30 at least though. 30 at least. We're calling it right
Okay,
there. 30 at
all right,
least.
we're calling 30. We're calling a 30 game. All right, and Arizona will to be continued. Kyler usually plays well in the beginning of the season and then dips off toward the back half. All right, next hero. I mean, you won, so you're 1-0. Cincinnati, Denver, San Fran, Rams, Raiders, Bengals. You put up 17 points. I know it's a division. You put up you were supposed to be this prolific offense last year and this year, and you put up 17. You got the win. You only put up 17. You only got a field goal in the second half. Denver, that was abysmal. What happened this past
Their
Sunday in
defense
Denver?
was phenomenal now.
Their defense was good, but
How dare you?
offensively, that was garbage.
Bo
I don't know
Nix
what that was.
was horrific. I mean, he was absolutely terrible. I mean, the worst quarterback in the NFL last week, despite the fact that, like, all in all, he had very clean pocket. He had great time to throw. I mean, he was second in the league in pressure rate in terms of the least amount of it, time to throw, and he was horrible. I mean, he was absolutely horrible. So I do agree with you on that.
San Fran, a lot of injuries, kicker, special teams issues. They just got a new kicker, and but they still got the win though. But it was not pretty, and injuries all like all throughout that team. Rams, they got the win there, but I'm not impressed. Stafford did get sacked a bit. He had a good game statistically, but that offensive line is a concern. They didn't run the ball particularly well, and Matt Stafford is up there, and I think the back is an issue. And if he continues to get hits, I'm a little nervous about the Rams. But that defense did look good, so I'll give them that. And the Raiders, I mean, Gino's cool. I like Gino. Alshon Jeffrey didn't have a great game. I don't think that defense is particularly good. They were just going up against a Patriots offense that looks like it needs to be put back in the oven a little bit more. It needs more time to cook. All right, next one up was Jerry cooking, and it's
He
just the
tried to
Cowboys.
tell us. He tried to
Jerry
tell us.
might have been cooking. I came out of that Thursday night game pretty surprised. I was like, oh wow, they played way better than I thought. Had a chance to win it there if Miles Sanders doesn't fumble, and even if with the fumble, if CD caught it, like catch a pass, like we're probably having a whole bunch of we're having a different conversation, and Cowboys would be a lot higher. So they got a game against the Giants. They love beating up on the Giants. You can put the league on notice, like, hey, we got into an inferior opponent. Hey, we're in this thing. Next one up, I like this. The Bucks, obviously, big fan of this team. They weren't at full strength. Tristan Wirfs wasn't there. Chris Godwin was out. But I like Emeka Ibuka. And I think defensively, as long as they're just average, I think they'll be solid. I really like this team overall. And then the Vikings, I like what I saw. Like, I think they were kind of confusing with Brian Flores in that defense. I thought they were kind of confusing Caleb there. And they looked really solid.
That defense still looks like it's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
Especially like this week against Michael Penix, who has not.
I think we can see him. We can see him struggle. All right, better than I expected. Got the Packers and the Chargers here.
Perfect.
I think they blew a lot of our expectations away. They blew I didn't expect the Packers to blow out the Lions. Did not expect that, even with the addition of Micah. But hey, they look great. Jordan Love didn't put the ball in harm's way too much. He got a little like that, but they were able to survive. And then the Chargers, week 1 in Brazil on the road, like not even on the road, in a neutral site, beating
technically
a team
on the road.
Technically on the road, beating the Chiefs, and Justin Herbert playing well, 300 yards and all that stuff. So yeah, could be better than expected. And then absolute cinema, we got the Bills and the Ravens. I know the Ravens lost, and they blew another double-digit point lead. They had a 99% chance to win or whatever, 98% chance to win that game, and they lose it. But I still like this team. Derrick Henry, Lamar is good defensively. They got to get some things fixed, obviously. But I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling pretty damn good if I'm these two teams here.
I will say, I was putting together my top 10 teams, and when I got to trying to figure out where I should put these teams, I was literally like, who cares? Who cares? That game was just so, I don't even care who won. I don't care who lost. Like, holy moly, that was amazing. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say.
And then last one, there can only be one. Then these teams are playing this upcoming week. Going to be excited to watch that game. Tom Brady's going to be on the call. It's on Fox at the 3:25.
Oh, no.
Yeah, this is probably the game of the week.
Dang, the Chiefs are going to lose. Tom Brady is in the building. We know what happens to Patrick Mahomes when Tom Brady's in the building. He loses.
Is that like an actual proven stat?
I think he's only won he wins in the regular season. I guess that's fair. He's won in the regular season, but Tom Brady blew him out in the Super Bowl. Tom Brady was on the call during this last Super Bowl. Yes, Tom Brady shows up, Patrick Mahomes melting down. So I don't know, but Christian, as always, a great list, phenomenal. The only change I would have, I'm not worried about Seattle. Actually, Seattle showed me something. Seattle,
they did? What'd they show you?
Their offensive line was not great, but it was not bad. Sam Darnold played very well. I thought Sam Darnold, I've seen that. I've gone back. I've actually seen that game twice now. Sam Darnold, I thought, played pretty well. And I think that defense is going to be a problem for everybody who plays it. Seattle, don't sleep on Seattle. They got a tough game this week. They're going on the road to play Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh. That's cross country trip. You're playing in Pittsburgh. That's tough. But don't sleep on them. Even if they don't win a lot of games this year, that's a tough out. That's going to be a tough out this year. But really, I like everything else. The Broncos are way too low. They should obviously be in the second tier. But, it's okay. That's okay. No list is perfect. No, it's very good. All right, cool. All right, Christian, you ready to get into Jake's picks?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so everybody, for those of y'all keeping track at home, listen up. Write it down. We went 3-2 last week. Had a winning week. And really should have been 4-1. I kept the Giants in instead of the Raiders. I should have put the Raiders in. I wanted to put the Raiders in, but everybody talked me out of it. Don't do it, Jake. And then the Raiders won. I'm mad. It's okay. Let's do a breakdown really quick. All right. We had the Cowboys plus 8.5. Easy money. I don't even know why that line was crazy. That was a stupid line. The Jets plus 3. Barely, but money is money. The Browns plus 5.5. Never a doubt. Never a doubt. Never a doubt. The question was whether or not they were going to win that game outright, not whether or not they were going to cover. The 2 losses we had. Lions plus 2.5. That was a heart pick. I shouldn't have picked it. The Packers at home getting less than a field goal. Lions missing 2 coordinators. I should have known better. And then the Giants plus 6. Look, I'll bet that every week. It's plus 6 against a divisional opponent. The Giants just were
not
bad.
in week 1.
Maybe not in week 1. Like, you never know. But Giants were just bad. So that's tough. But the only regret I have on that pick is the fact that I didn't. Really, it should have been replacing the Lions with the Raiders. It should have been the move because I still think the Giants, in theory, was a decent pick. It just didn't work out. But okay, let's talk about new picks this week. Let me just shake my paper really quick. All right. Off the rip here. A lot of chalk this week. Had 5 underdogs this week. We don't got 5 underdogs this week. Cowboys minus 5.5 against the Giants.
Oh, okay. We buying into the hype.
We're buying into that. It's not so much I'm buying into the hype at the Cowboys as much as I'm buying into the dip of the Giants. The Cowboys blow this team out almost every time they play them. They didn't last year. They do have a good defense, I hear you. But Cowboys at home, look, maybe the Cowboys get back to winning at home again. You know, you never know. I don't know. I just straight up do not think the Giants have the offensive horsepower to do anything against this Cowboys defense. I know Deron Bland is out, but I mean, again, they couldn't do anything against an average Commanders defense. Like, the Cowboys defense also probably average. I just do not see them going on the road back-to-back weeks, and I just don't think this game will be that close. So I have the Cowboys minus 5.5.
Back-to-back weeks, bet the Cowboys.
Yeah. Another lock here. Vikings minus 3.5 against Atlanta on Sunday Night Football. Michael Penix is going to die against that. Figuratively, not literally, please. But he is.
Please. I didn't know what that.
He is going to suffer bad against. He's going to come out of that game a different person because of what Coach Flo is going to put him through. Coach Flores. So I
crazy. He crazy.
He is crazy. He's in the words of Brett Coleman, he is a sicko. And I just that offensive line is beat up for Atlanta. It's in Minnesota. I just don't want no part of that. If they couldn't run the ball last week, like, this is going to be Michael Penix versus the world, and I'm taking the world. All right. This is where it gets a little tough because I have 4 picks left, but I can only pick 3 of them. I'm going to do what I always do because I'm a simple man, Christian. Mm-hmm. I take my trash out. I walk my dog. I take my dog to the groomers. You know, I punch my clock. I punch out my clock. I go get my groceries once a week. And when I see Chiefs as underdogs at home, I bet the Chiefs as underdogs at home. It's that, guys. Don't overthink this. I know everybody want to be like creative and look. I'm not. Maybe they lose. Maybe they do. It's very possible. They very well might lose. In fact, I'm leaning towards the fact that they probably will lose. Okay, but Patrick Mahomes covers this spot 80% of the time. That's all you need to know. It's free money. Don't be trying to guess the 20% he's not going to cover. Okay? Just bet it. Until we miss like 3 or 4 or 5 of these in a row, just bet it. And right now, yeah, we missed one. We missed the Super Bowl. Every other time I've bet this last year, we hit it. Like, do not deviate. Just do it. All right, Chiefs plus 1.5. Man, okay. Man, this is tough. Ugh. I like all three of these games. Is the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I do. Can you see them?
Yeah, I'm looking at them.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go with. How can I not take my Broncos -2.5?
Going again. All righty.
How can I not? Look, I get it. I understand it. Say, Jake, that's a stupid pick. And I probably should not bet it. Okay, this is famous last words. I should not bet this. I just have so much confidence in the Broncos. I have
really? After week one?
Dude, Daniel Jones. What's going to happen to Daniel Jones this week? Like
that's fair.
Daniel Jones,
he's going up against real competition.
He going to turn back into Danny Pennies, I'm telling you. Like, he's not. It's going to be tough. I get Bo Nix, and look, that Lou Anarumo and that Colts defense scares me. Javarius Ward, awesome. Cam Bynum back there, awesome. That front seven, great. Like, I hear it, and I'm a little nervous about it. But Broncos can win. They can beat the Colts. Come on, this isn't a game they lose. I'm going Broncos -2.5. It's just a game they win.
It's just a game they win.
And my last one. This one tough.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Wayne. I have to bet the Browns +11.5. That's crazy.
That's an insane.
I mean, that's crazy. Like, I get it. Yeah, I love the Browns defense. But little fun fact, 2 years ago when the Browns defense was historic, they were terrible on the road. So I'm a little nervous about that. But, like, the Browns can keep it within 11.5, right? This feels like a 27-20 game. 27-17 game. 27-17 covers. Like, we're going to look up at that. It's going to be 27-10. Joe Flacco throws a last-minute garbage touchdown. He covers. Like, if this is within 3 possessions, you're always right there. Like, that's what's so hard about these 11.5 point spreads. So I'm gonna pick the Browns, and man, I think yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm struggling because the Broncos. I should not bet the Broncos. I should not make that one on my 5. I should really bet the other one. But I just got so much faith. And I can't. I have faith. All right, I'm rolling with my faith. Broncos -2.5. Lock it in. Lock it in. Oh, man, if the Jags cover and the Broncos don't, I'm going to say I'll learn my lesson and I won't. Because I feel like I go through this lesson like once every other week.
You won't.
I won't. All right, but there's my 5 bets. Cowboys -5.5, Vikings -3.5, Broncos -2.5, Browns +11.5, and Chiefs +1.5. All right, Christian, what's your bet?
A little shaky. We don't talk about last week.
Yeah, that was tough. You're 0-1. It's okay. 0-1. Don't matter. You're 0-1.
I mean, 0-1. It's okay to be like 0-1, but like, goddamn, like we got all right. Handed to us. That was just embarrassing. I'm between a few games, like, kind of looking at the Thursday game, looking at that Jacksonville Bengals game. Yeah, sure, why not? I'll do the Packers -3.5.
Oh man, you're taking the game tomorrow.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's probably the side just because Thursday night games, like the home team wins them so much. So not a bad pick, but man, I'd stay away from that game personally, but I don't hate it. Okay, so you're taking the Packers -3.5, trying to get back to 1-1.
I'm trying. We'll see. I'm not as good as you.
I'm not even that good at this, but you just learn. I listen to certain podcasts. I do some research, and I
am going off pure what I think is going to happen.
Yeah, I feel you. All right, well, it's time, Christian. We get to pick all the games. This is the last segment of the pod. Again, we're not doing Outside the Pocket, so please go home after this segment. Christian,
how'd you go last week?
Yeah, I went 7-9. It's bad. Went 3-2 on my bets though, so I'm okay. But 7-9 overall, not good. Yeah, it was tough. You went. How'd you do?
I went 9-7,
Hey, that's what it's all about. Yeah.
which I was surprised because I was struggling that first bit. I did not have a lot of games go my way, but I think I pulled it out. With some with the late ones and the Monday one and the later afternoon ones.
I was counting up my picks before we started the podcast. I was just getting madder and madder. I was like, why did I pick? What is wrong with me? So, anyway. All right, Christian, let's go ahead and get started here. We got the Packers and the Commanders for our opening week 2 game in Green Bay. Great game. I'm excited about this. Who you got?
I am really excited. Well, obviously with my bet, I'm picking the Packers to win by 3.5 points. Yeah, I just think Packers showed me something, and the Commanders, I don't think really got battle tested versus the Giants here. It's short week for both of them, so like that's even. They got same amount of rest, but I like the Packers. They're at home. Micah Parsons should be getting some more play, so that's gonna be interesting to see how they implement him and what the Commanders do to try to combat that. But I'm maybe expecting a high flying game, but this is a good test for the Packers defense. They looked really good against the Lions, so we'll see what they do against a guy who's making a name for himself in Jaden Daniels. So it's going to be exciting to see. I am excited to watch this game.
Yeah, I have to agree with you on that. I'm taking the Packers as well. This Packers again at home on a short week. The talent discrepancy is real. And I love Jaden Daniels, but Jaden Daniels, again, he had some wow moments last week, but he did struggle a little bit. And the Packers looked flawless. So, like, if I'm, again, maybe week 1 is not an indication of things to come, but I'm going to go ahead and assume at least 4 days after week 1 ends, it might have some carryover. So I agree with you. I'm taking the Packers. All right, let's talk Ravens and Browns. I'm taking the Ravens. I hope the Browns keep it close, but I just don't. I mean, famous last words. I don't see a path for the Browns to beat this team just straight up.
I feel you as well, and I'm going the Ravens. But I hope it's not a Raider situation that happened last year. I do think they'll be more on their P's and Q's, especially after dropping a game. They they had it the palm in their hands. I think they'll be up and ready. This is a division opponent, so I don't think they'll take them lightly. But I just think the Ravens overall better roster will get them through.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Yeah, I better. It's too big of a discrepancy. All right, Jaguars Bengals. Big, interesting game. Very excited to watch this game. This is going to be the game I definitely have highlighted.
Also, as well, this is the not the Bengals, the Jaguars being my team to make the playoffs. So it's going to be interesting to see. Travis Hunter is supposed to be getting more defensive snaps, so it's going to be fun to see how he's going to be implemented there and see if he can kind of shake up this Bengals uh, uh, offense. But I need to see something. I want to see something from the Bengals offense. Like like 17 points. Like come on. Like you got your quarterback. We know what he is. He's a stud. He's a dude that can put the team on his back and win. You paid your 2 receivers. This is an offensive led team. I need to see more than 17 points. So, but that being said, I'm going with the Bengals, but I do think the Jags can put up a fight. Don't think Trevor Lawrence will get it done, but I think they can put up a fight and make the Bengals sweat a little bit. But I am expecting a better outing from the Bengals offense. So
I mean, the Bengals need a better outing from their offense. Like, we went all off season long. They play Paticate and hide the ball with Trey Hendrickson, sometimes very aggressive Paticate even. Obviously, their rookie Shamar Stewart, like, they played hide the ball with him as well. This defense is not going to be that good. It's just not. And if their offense can't get it going, like, this team is going to struggle. We're seeing very concerning trends in terms of the fact that, they team to just start slow. This is just what they do.
they got their win.
I'm taking the Jags in an upset. I'm
Jags. All
taking the
right. I mean
Jags.
that this is an acceptable upset.
I just
I'll take this.
I think Liam Cohen is gonna have so much fun on that defense. And am I confident that the Bengals, like the Jaguars, don't have a great defense in their own right? So maybe this is what and obviously the
Could be a
Browns. I mean,
shootout.
the Browns got a good defense. Like I know people want to say the Browns are just going to be bad, but their defense, they have great personnel. I mean that historically good defense from a couple of years ago is still in. It's the personnel still there. So I think the Bengals offense will have an easier time scoring and moving the ball, but are they going to be as in rhythm as they need to be? I don't know. I saw the Jaguars looked really good though against a pretty bad defense last week, and I don't think of the Bengals as a much better defense than the Panthers. Better, but not much better. So I will go ahead and take the Jags. All right, Cowboys Giants. I already gave all my reasons. I'm taking the Cowboys here at home opener. I just don't have faith in the Giants. More of an anti-Giants pick right now than it is a pro Cowboys pick for me.
I mean, Dak plays well against the Giants. I'm going with the Cowboys. Dak plays well against the Giants. They look like they did not fix anything on that offense. That offense still looks inept, except for like Malik Neighbors. He's cool, obviously. I think Russell Wilson just struggled, and like we were talking about, the Commanders' defense isn't that amazing, and I don't think the Cowboys' defense is great either. But they showed me something against the Eagles on this past Thursday. They got some extra rest time, and I like the balance that they had on offense. I think defensively they'll probably get gashed a few times, but I think they'll hold their own and they'll be pretty solid. Dak does play well against the Giants, so yeah, Dallas here.
All right, perfect. All right, another big game. See, this is why I love being as attuned to the NFL, because there's no bad games. Like almost every game is good. Lions Bears. What? This is a good game. Who do you got for Lions Bears? I'm going Lions personally.
I think I'm gonna go with Lion. Oh no, yeah, upset. Okay, I thought
Oh,
I
we're
wrote it
going
down.
upset. You're picking Bears? Oh
I'm
man.
taking Bears. Ben Johnson coming back home. He knows what. I mean, he worked with Jared Goff like a lot. Like he's the offensive coordinator, so he knows what they want to do, how they want to do it, how they want it. Like he's the one that implemented the changes that they wanted to get done. Lions I think are in a bit of an identity crisis right now. With hey, can we are we that team that we were these past few years? They were top rated. They were the number one scoring offense last year. Averaging over 30 points a game, and now you're coming from the dude that had a big was the reason they're really good, and the struggles on the offensive line and stuff like that. So expecting a good game, uh, probably a close game. Probably should have put this as my bet, but not too fairly confident in it. But don't get me wrong, it is a concern. Are we going to get kind of the same thing where, you know, uh, Caleb Williams, does he look good, around like the first few drives of the game and then it kind of dips off? Or are we gonna see where, he improves in the second half? But yeah, I'm going upset here.
I'm going Lions, but I will just say this. We talked about how really the Lions were kind of just a talent and a vibe pick for us, right? It's like, look, they got a lot of talent, and I don't know how they'll do it, but I do know Dan Campbell is just awesome, and I trust Dan Campbell. If we see another performance like we did in Week 1, I wonder what the limits of that are going to be. Like at some point, we're going to have to say because this is the kind of game that the Lions get up for. It's like we were embarrassed, we were shellacked. We're going to go out there and we're going to just
And now we're playing our old offensive coordinator.
I mean, it just goes on and on and on. If they lose this game to a team that they're not, that is worse than them, I don't know. There might be some real questions about the limits of being the culture guy versus actually being able to scheme up good offense and defense.
And
okay.
then you're down 0-2 in the division.
True. That's a good point too.
I
And I
agree
mean,
with
both
these.
teams are
Yeah.
facing that here. All right, Patriots Dolphins. I'm sorry, Christian. I thought I'd be picking the Dolphins, but I'm going Patriots here.
Oh wow.
Look,
Well,
both teams looked lost. Patriots were sneaky looking lost. Nobody's really talking about them, but they were not good last week either. But I think they're a little closer to getting their groove back than the Dolphins.
Tua is 7-0 versus the Patriots. I want that to put
Oh,
that
that's
there.
interesting.
This is a must win for the
Yeah,
Dolphins. This is a must win.
I agree.
I'm picking the Dolphins. They're at home. Like I said, Tua is 7-0. Patriots do tend to, even when Tom was there, he did struggle in Miami specifically. Um, it's the home opener, and they should probably feel some pressure. Uh, there's a GoFundMe or whatever that people are putting money into flying a. People are ridiculous, but I mean that's sports for you. People have been putting money into getting a banner flown above Hard Rock Stadium that says "Fire Greer" and Mike McDaniel. I'm gonna say I think the updates it's now up to like $400, I think, or something like that. So they should feel the heat, and this is a must win. Like this is a must win. Patriots didn't look good in week one, um, and so you should feel great. Drake May didn't feel like he's made that big leap, and you got embarrassed in week one, so you need to have some pride. And there's a team that you routinely beat every year, so um, this is a must win for Miami. You gotta win this one. You just got to. Or heads are. I don't think Stephen Ross, our owner, is gonna pull the trigger after 2 weeks, but
You're running
some
out of chances.
yeah, you're running out of chances because like this is it. Like this, you're on the hot seat, McDaniel, and hopefully Chris Greer. Like I know McDaniel's on the hot seat, but hopefully Chris Greer also. One last bit. I think I saw Chris Greer is now I think at nine. I think it was like 9 years and 8 months or something like that. And he has been since he's been the GM of the Dolphins, and this is like the longest tenured G. This is the longest a GM has been, GM of a team, and without a playoff win.
Oh wow, that's crazy. Chris Ballard's got to be on that list. Well, maybe Chris Ballard was. Maybe he won a game with Andrew Luck. I don't remember exactly when Chris Ballard joined, but yeah, he might have. Okay.
Playoff win specifically.
Yeah.
Okay, I
I don't
didn't
know
know
if
if I
Chris
knew that.
Ballard won with Andrew Luck. I don't know if he was there. But anyway, we'll move on here. 49ers Saints. I'm taking the Niners with or without a backup quarterback, Mac Jones. I just have no faith in the Saints. I mean, Mac Jones got to be better than Spencer Radler and Tyler Shuck, right?
Yeah, I'll go with the Niners.
Nice. All right, bet.
I'll go with the Niners.
All right, Bills, Jets. I'm not being creative here. I'm going Bills.
No,
Do it. They got a
no.
bad secondary.
I just don't trust Justin Fields to do that routinely. I don't know if that's what we're gonna get
I mean, this was the
throughout the
team we
year.
said would be feisty but lose. So, kind of fits the bill. No pun intended. No pun intended.
Give me the Bills. Give
I
me the
bet.
Bills.
All right, Steelers, Seahawks. I want so badly to pick the Seahawks here, and I have faith that they can maybe do it, but I will go the Steelers. I'm not picking against Mike Tomlin at home.
That is a good point. What? I'm sorry, I ask this every week. What is the stat? Is it road underdog?
It's he as a home underdog. He's not an underdog this week, so
He's not an
it
underdog.
doesn't apply.
Okay.
But as a
Okay.
home
Okay.
underdog, like
Okay.
he's incredible at covering. As a road favorite, Mike Tomlin is terrible,
Okay. Well, he's a home favorite here.
and he didn't
Yeah.
cover last week as a home favorite for the record. Everybody.
Hilarious. I love when trends they follow the
Mhm.
trends or what the trends
Mhm.
are. I do want to go Seattle. I do, but I think they'll fix. I think they'll get their defensive struggles fixed, and they'll be a better unit. And all you gotta do is get a little pressure on Sam Darnold, and you should be cooking. So yeah, I'll go Steelers here as well.
All right, bet. How about we do Rams Titans again? I'm not going to be creative here. I'm going the Rams.
Rams, Titans. Yeah, give me the Rams here. Yeah, I think they'll probably make. They're probably going to give Cam Ward hell on that defense, and then I think hopefully Matt Stafford has a better, not pressured as much against the Titans.
Cardinals Panthers. Who you got?
Cardinals.
I'm also going Cardinals. Every year dude, what is wrong with the Panthers? It's so sad. It's so sad.
Dude, I mean, that just shows just how, like, once you lose, like, if you don't have a plan, I mean, it's just it's like it's just a crapshoot. Like, it's you draft your guy, you thinking you got him, and then he gets there in the building, and it's just like,
Yeah. All right, Broncos Colts. Do it. Go ahead, Christian. Go ahead.
no,
Do it.
I'll pick the Broncos, but I'm worried. I'm worried about your Broncos, Jake. I am.
Nah.
That was bad.
Drake May. I almost said Drake. Bo Nix started off very slow last year, and he got better as the season went on. I am not worried yet. We're taking it to the moon.
Okay.
Taking it to the
Did
moon.
he start
Broncos.
that bad in the beginning?
He didn't start that bad.
Okay. That was sad.
He didn't start that bad. Yesterday might have been his worst game as a pro, or last week. All right, Chiefs Eagles, the big game of the week. Who you going with, Christian?
I think at the beginning of this week, I think I was leaning Eagles, but I think I shifted over to the Chiefs. I mean, this just means more for the Chiefs. I think this was the team that blew them out, ended their 3 Super Bowl win run here. They're about to make history, and the stat with Andy Reid and having extra time, he wins like way more than often. He wins those games when he has extra time to prepare. And like I said, the Chiefs kind of need this game just for confidence. Not that they have confidence issues, even if they do lose this game.
They need some momentum. I mean, they would have lost 3 straight if they lose this game.
Yeah. So this does mean something. Then if they do lose this team, and if they lose badly too, if they get blown out again, I can't they'll say all the right things and they'll move forward and all that stuff, but that can't be that being in the back of your mind is we can't match up to this team whatsoever. So would be a scary thought to have for the Chiefs in the back of their minds if they do happen to meet them again. So I'm gonna go Chiefs here, and I'm excited for this game. This is probably gonna be the game of the week.
Agreed. I'll pick with my heart and I'll pick the Chiefs, but I have no conviction behind it. I honestly don't think they'll win. But I will pick them to win for the sake of my record. Patrick Mahomes will not let me down. All right. We're going to Sunday night. We have the Vikings playing the Falcons. I'm going Vikings as I've made very clear. I just have a lot of faith. It's nothing against the Falcons. I just think this is a bad matchup for the Falcons.
Man, coming from what we had last week to now, this week kind of feels like a down.
Maybe we get an instant classic here too.
Oh my God.
Who knows?
But I do like this game. I think these teams are evenly matched, so I'm expecting a good game here. But like I said, I'm gonna go Vikings. I think Brian Flores, he's psycho, and he's gonna make it. He's gonna make it tough for the Falcons.
All right, let's go to Monday night. We got a doubleheader, our first doubleheader of the year. We got Texans Bucks. Texans home opener. Oh, I made him hesitate.
Give me the Bucks.
I'm going Texans.
Okay.
I got faith. It's crazy. I'm like, I believe in the Bucks, and I picked against them the first 2 weeks of the season. I don't know what's wrong with me. All right, and then we end the season. Dude, I feel like this is a Monday night doubleheader. Every single year there's been Monday night doubleheaders. Chargers, Raiders. I feel like we've seen so many Monday night Chargers, Raiders games over the years. It's crazy.
Dude, I think you're right.
I know it's crazy. I wish I'd looked up the stats before this.
I think you're right. That's crazy. But this game is starting way too late. 9 o'clock is crazy on a Monday.
Well, to be fair, it's 7 o'clock for both these teams.
Oh yeah, true. Well, it's starting late for us. Here in the middle of the country. Chargers.
Chargers. He goes Chargers. He says. All right. Man, I am like frantically trying to look and see. It's not going to tell me. All right. Yeah, I'm going Chargers.
I do feel like I have seen this matchup a lot, and I feel like it has been on a Monday night. Like I do share that. Like I didn't until you said it.
I mean, I could look it up on PFF StatHead, but yeah. Anyway, I'm going Chargers. So that's it, everybody. We'll catch y'all on Monday morning with our recap of some of the big games, and we'll rapid fire a couple of them, give our thoughts, give our reactions, and we'll even preview some of the Week 3 games. So stay tuned for that. I hope your team does well this week, unless your favorite team's playing my team. So other than that, I want you to lose. But we love you. We cherish you. Please stay safe out there. Give your mom a hug for me. I mean that innocently.
Yeah.
Call your mom, people. Call your mom. Your mom
Yes,
wants
you
you to
call
call
your
her, please. But anyway, love you, cherish you. Take it easy, take it sleazy, and we'll catch you on Monday. Like, subscribe, follow, share. You know the drill. We appreciate you. Thank you for rocking with us.